Hello there, my warriors. It's Samantha here. I hope everyone is doing well or as well as to be expected given this, you know, our situation. Anyway, if this is your first time visiting my channel, let me say welcome to you. Thank you for being here. I encourage you, if you stumbled across my channel and you're not a subscriber, I welcome you to subscribe. I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so that way when I put out videos, you're notified. I'm going to make it my mission and my journey to start putting out more videos. And with your help, share the videos so that it gets out. Some people don't know how important it is when content creators ask, especially new ones like me in this arena right here, ask that you give the video a thumbs up or that you share or that you even leave a comment in the comment section, because here's the deal. What happens is YouTube has a certain algorithm. So if they see that individuals are engaged or interested in the content that you are speaking about, it eventually somehow gets pushed out a little more, and more people can come across the channel and receive the information. So with you guys' help, that will be greatly appreciated. I'm in a couple of Facebook groups with respect to NMOSD, and I reached out and in hopes that some people would be interested in telling their story. I could bring them onto the platform and we could have a simple, a discussion about NMOSD, their journey, how it has affected them. So just a series of different questions or conversation to be had. And I just feel like it's important to have something current and new and relevant with respect to NMOSD, because most of the information that I've come across, even on YouTube, it's kind of old, important, but old, like 1, 2 years old. You might find something that's 11 months old, maybe 8 months. But I like to be current. So, people are being diagnosed all the time with different autoimmune illnesses. And I would just like to be a platform that's current and it has current information for people who want to hear other people's stories. The Facebook groups are great. Um, but I just think putting a face to the people that you are reading about, when they're making their comments or telling their story via Facebook or any other print avenue. I just think putting a face to our stories are very important. And, it just brings more life to this arena and to our community. So anyway, if you are catching this and you are come across from the Facebook group or anybody, send them my way. They can DM me or they can email me, autoimmuneprepper@gmail.com, if interested. I just think it would be awesome. So that's my thoughts. Anyway, so once again, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment in the comment section. Even if you just leave a happy face, it lets, like I said, lets the YouTube algorithm know that people are interested. And there are many, many people with this autoimmune illness, even though it's rare, from all over the place. So there's really no reason why we shouldn't grow and spread the word, even for people who are caregivers or spouses or what have you, of those who've been diagnosed with autoimmune illness. Anyway, so moving on. In this video, what I wanted to kind of talk about are pseudo flares. So it's like, what is a pseudo flare? So I'm going to read the definition over here. What do I do with it? And this computer is a little slow, so bear with me. So I'm going to read a few things to you. So a flare. So is a temporary worsening of symptoms without actual myelin inflammation or damage brought on by other influences. So, for instance, these can include other illnesses or infection, exercise, a warm environment, depression, exhaustion, and the number one no, stress. So, I try to make sure I live my life as stress-free as possible. I don't allow any negativity into my space. I try to stay zen. I try to woosah, inhale, exhale, deep, exhale. So when somebody's getting on my nerves, I have to go to that inhale, exhale, okay? Because I don't do stress. I don't do negativity. I also don't allow people to call me and dump all of their negative situations that are going on in their life. I don't allow them to dump it onto me because it's so draining. And if you can understand that, raise your hand, put a comment in the comment section. So we have to protect ourselves. It's okay. I've learned over this journey. I was diagnosed in 2016, February. And I've learned over this journey that it's okay to say no. In case you didn't know this, the word no, N-O, it's a complete sentence. You don't have to give any explanation behind it. That's the beauty of it. Sometimes, of course, we feel compelled to explain ourselves and explain our no, but you don't have to. Sometimes learn to start to take pleasure in just saying simply no. And if they want to press the issue and ask, well, why? I don't owe you a reason or explanation as to why. The answer is simply no. If I say no, then that should be the end of the conversation. You have to go and figure whatever your issue is. You have to figure it out elsewhere because I can't help you at this time. The answer is no. So anyway, stress, we don't do it. It's a no. Okay. So anyway, on to reading a little more about this. So in these articles, they're mainly connecting it's talking about MS. Now, in my opinion, I consider NMO the big ugly sister to MS. I don't know. I came up with that conclusion because when I was in the hospital and I was diagnosed, and when the doctor came in to tell me that I had Devick's disease, which is the original name, in case you didn't know, for some strange reason, I have no idea why, I asked him, was that worse than MS? And he said yes. So I'm just like, wow, okay, what am I supposed to do with that information? But I asked the question, he gave the answer. So anyway, so now I'm like, when I try to explain what NMO is to people, more people are more familiar with MS than, neuromyelitis optica. Excuse that's my phone ringing, and it's way over there, and I'm not going to get up to go get it. So let's see here. So what I want to talk about really quick. So when we have those pseudo flares, we get stuck trying to figure out, is it a real relapse, or is it a fake relapse or fake, something that's just really has agitated our body or our nerve system or something like that. Um, Sorry, folks, give me just a second. So, this little article is relapse versus pseudo flares. And my computer will load it in just a second. Now, I'm not going to read the entire thing because it's a lot. So it's just saying that symptoms can reappear, fluctuate, or even newly develop for a variety of reasons. They don't always indicate that it's a relapse or any type of a disease progression. Sometimes symptoms occur as a result of some other body stressors, such as a UTI, urinary tract infection. So this is called a pseudo lapse. If you experience new or worsening symptoms that last more than 24 hours, it's important that you notify your healthcare team to determine the source of your symptoms and whether any further action is needed. So, what is a pseudo relapse? A temporary onset of worsening neurological symptoms without clinical progression that is associated with some other stressors. Once the initiating cause is treated, the symptoms should resolve. So then it says, what causes a pseudo relapse? Fatigue. So we always have to be mindful to listen to our bodies. Sometimes, I know for me especially, we want to push the envelope. We want to, oh yeah, I can do this. I can take a few more steps, or I can lift a few more items, or whatever it is. We want to push the envelope opposed to just taking our time. We have to take our time. But fatigue, fever, infections, overheating, overexertion, physical and mental stress, and depression can all lead to a short-term increase in symptoms. Pseudo relapse does not mean the symptoms are fake or made up. My thing, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm reading it and this computer just jumped to another screen. Let's see. Or made up, it means that there's a cause for the symptoms other than the disease progressing that needs attention from your healthcare team. So it says, what symptoms might increase during a pseudo relapse? Symptoms may include fatigue, pain, tingling, a change in vision, strength, or mobility. So then it says, well, how is a pseudo flare treated? Well, they're calling it a pseudo relapse. I call it a flare. I guess it's the same thing. So by treating the root cause of the pseudo relapse, the symptoms will resolve. A urinary tract infection is an example of a cause for a pseudo relapse. Once the UTI is treated, the symptoms will improve and return to your baseline level. So that is just some of the information with respect to pseudo flares. I can recall early on when I was first diagnosed. Let me tell you something. I was in the mindset of I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I probably had some pseudo flares, which I did because I never had an actual relapse. But that MS hug, that tightness that maybe most of us have experienced, I was like, what in the world is going on? What is this? 911. I'm going to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room several times early on because I didn't know what was what. This was new. this new autoimmune thing, being paralyzed and, all these different sensations here, no sensations there. Can use the bathroom here, can't use the bathroom there. It was, whew, let me tell you, nothing nice. So I experienced the pseudo situation, which is why I wanted to come on here and talk about it. And my advice to you is don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to call 911. I know we don't want all the lights, the glitz, the glamour of the paramedics coming rushing into your house and all in front of you on your street and your neighbors looking, all depending on what time you call them. Listen, I didn't care. Make me a superstar, honey, because I'm going to the ER today. If I feel any kind of way, weird, I'm not going to sit around and wait to the last minute. I'm not going to be embarrassed about calling and going to the ER. I'm just thankful that I had some great doctors whenever I did go. They were very helpful, very patient. They didn't make me feel any kind of way for being there. Check me out. Everything's good. Send me on home about my way. So anyway, that is what I wanted to address in this video. Again, I ask that you guys share the video. If you're in any of the Facebook groups, maybe give a shout out, let them know, hey, it's a great channel over here. You should, really go and engage and, hear some stories. First off, they're going to be my stories, but, I'll be, throwing in bits and pieces of my journey that I've experienced since 2016. For instance, learning how to drive with assisted devices. I'll be sharing that story. Excuse me. I'll be sharing how when I was in a wheelchair, how I was determined to be independent again. And at the time, I lived up a flight of stairs, so I learned how to get up and down out the wheelchair and get down the stairs with the wheelchair, get back into the wheelchair, and go about my business. So I'll be covering different topics on my experience with this whole NMO thing, diet. So things along that line. So anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to leave a comment in the comment section. I appreciate you giving the video a thumbs up, and I appreciate you sharing. And all I can say is sometimes I know it's easier said than done, because trust me, in the beginning, I could not see the forest for the trees. I didn't know what this thing was going to wind up being for me. I know everybody's journey is a little bit different. Some are better off than others, much better off. You wouldn't even know at all that they had an autoimmune illness. And then some are just in constant pain, and my heart goes out to you because I was there. I was there, constant pain. I mean, where it just felt like I stuck my finger into a socket. I think the nerves were waking up. But that was no fun. It was no walk in the park. Anyway, to end on a high note, bless you all. Thank you for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Just remember, stay strong, because we are all warriors. And you got this. We got this. See you in the next video. Bye.